Here at Melton, catching up with the newly appointed Chairman of Stewards, Mr. Peter Chadwick. Firstly, welcome to Campbell's Comments.
Thank you, Paul. Looking forward to it.
One, how are you finding it down here in Victoria?
I'm enjoying it. I don't mind cold weather, so that's a good thing. But I'm excited, interesting. The people have been good to me, licensees, and it's a learning curve, and I'll be the first to admit that it's a learning curve. But I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to where we go from here.
A little bit of, I suppose, your back history, if you like. Where did it all start with horses? I mean, no one wakes up and wants to be a steward. I've got no doubt you probably had some interest or some involvement in the horse racing industry initially.
Yeah, my father was a jockey. Then he was a race caller and eventually on the news. But his father was a jockey as well, who got killed in race 4, unfortunately. So I never got to know my grandfather. So I've been going to races since I was in a pram when Dad was riding. In growing up, was always there. Going to race meetings when Dad was a race caller, would go. My school career was basically harness on a Friday night at Gloucester Park or Richmond Raceway. Saturday morning golf, Saturday afternoon the races in town, and then Sunday golf and back to school on Monday. So that was it. And then they said go and get a respectable job. So in the terms, because Dad had falls, didn't want me to be a jockey. So I went and studied, did accounting for a while, didn't like it. And in 1990, I was lucky enough to get a cadetship with the West Australian Turf Club. Started off as a cadet steward there in thoroughbreds. And this career has taken me from WA to New South Wales to Tasmania, Canberra, back to Perth, Singapore, Queensland, and now here. This is my first venture into harness racing, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Stewarding is stewarding in terms of the regulatory side and the inquiries. There's obviously the idiosyncrasies and the differences in harness, which has been, as I said, the learning curve for me. But I find I've got a very good panel. They're very helpful. And the licensees, I mean, I've enjoyed working with them because my style is more we all play a part. And yes, I've got a job to do, but we're here to promote the industry. And even as stewards, that's our role. So we need to work together. But if we've got to do our job, then we'll do our job, so to speak.
Quite often you guys are called the police, if you like. The stewards have to police. I find that wrong because what you actually are doing is you're just the umpire. You are the rules officials. You're making sure that people follow the rules and abide by the rules. I mean, the policing part's a totally different thing. Sometimes that can be a hard barrier to break down, though.
It is, and I think that's incumbent upon us to do that. It's how we present ourselves and how we conduct our inquiries. You're right in terms of it's always people say you're the policeman of racing, but we're also the educators. The younger drivers, for example, I find instead of always being at them, sometimes bring them in, show them when they've driven well, and even sort of take them through a race, what they could have done and how they can improve. And I think there's a role that we play in terms of that being an educator as well. As you said, the umpire, and then also, and in the very extreme case, being the enforcer of the rules.
Yeah, and it can be, that part of it, can be tricky. I've always got on very well with the stewards. I've even in my driving career, I did get the odd suspension, but that's probably to be expected. But I think we need to respect it. The whole industry needs to respect everyone. You've come in at a tricky time. I mean, there's no escaping the fact of what's going on here in Victoria. Does that make you nervous, or does that make you excited, if you like? I mean, we're taking stake reductions. We're probably as low as what we've been as an industry for a long, long time, and a lot of people are probably negative about it. I'm positive. I think the only way is up. I'm not. What's your feelings?
I'm actually excited. The reason being, I think what you said there is that the only way is up, and it gives us a chance to reset, and then we progress from there. And I think that we go onward and upward, so it's an exciting time. I mean, I think if we work together, whether it be from a regulatory aspect, the licensees aspect, as we work together, we can make the industry better. I mean, we've all been in the industry and I grew up in the days of Pure Steel and Satin Over and Village Kid from WA, and whilst we may never get to those halcyon days, I think we can still make it better and make our product out there and improve it. And I think one thing about racing, I've always liked to see great drivers, great riders, great horses, and I think that's what brings me to the racecourse. And when I got this job, I thought I'd won lotto because I was going to do a job and be in racing and go to the races and getting paid for it.
The unique part about Victoria, you say about getting to know the product. We have paces, and you spoke there about Village Kids and the likes, and they were a little bit before my time. But now we've got these great trotters. Tonight we're here at Melton. There's a Group 2 race on, and the trotters and how good they're getting. I mean, this horse, Aldebaran Zeus, is about to take on the best in America. There's so many exciting parts about our industry, and it's very, very diverse. as compared to your thoroughbreds, which, apart from pretty much Victoria, they go round a track. Victoria put a couple of jumps across a few of them from time to time. There is so much diversity in the industry as what we've got.
Yeah, and I think what you say is correct. Since I've been here in Victoria, I mean, the trotting ranks here is enormous. I mean, for us to go to Sweden and to other countries around the world, I mean, our product's good. Our product is there up with the world standards, and I think it's fantastic, and we get behind it, and I find that exciting. For Australian representation in an international level always brings the pride of being an Australian and Victorian, because it's our product that's going out there and it's promoting our industry and our trotters.
And you have the flow-on effect. There's some talk that some are coming over here shortly. I mean, for us, the trotters, I was there today. They've got a European horse coming out here, but there's some chance there could be a couple of other European horses with trainers potentially coming out here. You know, as a lover of racing, as the stewards are, and you are allowed to be lovers of racing. I think that's the one thing about it. But you know, it's just so exciting.
It is. I mean that international coming back, it's great for the industry because there's an interest in our product, and what that also will generate, hopefully, is that an interest not only in bringing horses here, but in our product locally, which we then can market overseas. And again, it's a two-way street, and if we promote that, I mean, as again, it's benefit to the industry, and I'm looking forward to that and being part of it.
Well, question without notice. The 1200 metre race has just recently been run on a Wednesday night. I'll put my hand up. I was against them. I think there's a place for them after watching it, even if it is just through the winter months. As a steward, though, you know, you'd be used to 1200 metre races as a thoroughbred steward. But I mean, how did you find them here when you, you know, with the drivers and encourage? Did you get? Was there a lot of? Was there much? I suppose issues. Any issues as far as the 1200s?
I suppose when they first came out, there's always that apprehension about that first corner. But what we've found is in the 1200s, we've had probably less interference on that first corner than some of the other races. I mean, because people have got to make up their mind early in that 1200. They've either got to say, yes, I'm going forward, or no, I'm coming back and trying to get one run down the back. And I think it's a different product. There's an exciting element to it. There's a tactical element to it, how you drive. So I think it's been exciting to watch, and you know, it's been good from our perspective. We haven't had a lot of interference, and I think it's probably going to make up part of the product generally, hopefully.
We're about to start. Well, the Vicbreds have actually all started. Semi-finals start here next Saturday night, actually. And rolls right through, pretty much right through till February. We've got country cups, some big country cups and that rocking up. It is exciting times for the industry. It must be exciting for you, though, to be, you've only been here a month and all of a sudden you're going to be into sort of like the hive, if you like, of all our really, really good racing.
And I think this time, you know, with the weather changing, the good horses coming out, and you've seen the Vicbred heats that we've had, and all those good horses are starting to come back out, and the more and more in the bigger races, and we'll have the interstate representation that'll come, and it'll be that rivalry which is healthy for the industry. And I think even like the Everest for thoroughbreds and the Eureka for harness, I think they promote the industry, and it's a different element where, you know, people get behind their horse. Yeah. And I think the Eureka is an enormous race, and with strong representation from Victoria, and you know, again, that's exciting. Good horses, good drivers.
Yeah. Pete, thank you. You said you could talk a lot. I reckon you can. I can talk a lot too, but no, I appreciate it. I would imagine the stewards' room's always open. If anyone and participants want to come in and have a chat, that's always open.
Yeah, I'm always open to come and chat. My office is always open to come and chat, and I'm more than happy to, you know, help the industry and play my part in helping us get better.
No, thank you very much. Serial Pest is about to come and help me. He does some strange. He can't actually see how it's working, but thank you very much.
No, my pleasure.
Thank you.